Welcome to E-Nights. That's E for entertainment. I'm Brogan Morris.
And I'm Arnold Godoy, and today we will be showcasing 3 stories produced by the RTV production capstone students from the Nicholson School.
Yes, each piece features a unique story from different individuals talking about their talents and how they impact not only their lives, but also the lives of others.
And that's where the entertainment comes from. The students have been meeting unique people who are telling personal stories. In fact, our first story is called The Joy of Dancing. It's about a mother-daughter duo who picked up ballroom dancing later in life, and they became so passionate about it, it eventually opened up their own studio.
Sounds interesting. Let's take a look.
My name is Melanie Gold, co-owner of Celebrity Ballroom. Dancing makes me feel very happy, very excited, enthusiastic, the joy of the music, the interaction with the music and the interaction with the other people, and if you're in front of a crowd, the interaction with the crowd itself.
My name is Vera Gold and I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Celebrity Ballroom of Orlando. I've always loved dancing since I was a child. I learned to dance ballet, tap, jazz. Then I didn't dance for a lot of years, but when my husband died 5 years ago, I took up ballroom dancing and I'm afraid I got smitten.
I danced from being 5 years old. I guess my mom made me get into dancing. She put me in ballet school, so I was at the Royal Academy of Ballet in London, and I also danced tap and jazz and modern. Ballroom dancing is my style of choice. I think there's so many different styles within ballroom, so there's always something new to learn. Celebrity Ballroom Orlando is a ballroom instruction and rental facility.
The challenges of running a dance studio are many. Trying to understand what everybody wants and what dance means to each person, because it's very individual. When you dance, you can lose yourself in the music and the movement. So if you had a tasking day and you just want to get out of that mood, start to dance, and you'll find the endorphins will start to be released and you'll feel better. And you feel different. I would say it clears the mind, but it really doesn't clear the mind because you're using your mind in a different way.
It works on many levels because it gives you body something, it gives your soul something, and it also gives your mind something to do. I would say anybody who can walk can dance. So if you are thinking that you can't do it, don't think that. Anybody who can move can dance. So just do it.
Very often we hear, I can't dance, I have 2 left feet. We're not born dancers. Some people are born being able to move better than others, maybe because they've watched people dance. So if you want to dance, come and take some lessons and learn the steps.
You get to be part of creating amazing experiences for people and improving and enriching their life. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
Love is the one thing that you can give away and will come back, and it costs you nothing. And that's what we try to achieve here. We care about our students, we care about our dancers, and in result, they care about us. My best memory of dancing is probably one of my first memories of dancing, and that was when my aunt came to visit us when I was 4 or 5 years old. She was an avid ballroom dancer with her husband, and they were dancing in a competition, and she came to stay with us and stayed in my bedroom. And there was this huge pink frothy dress hung behind my door, and I was in love with that immediately. And then we got to go to the competition and watch her dance. And she was so elegant, and she sailed across that floor with my Uncle Jimmy, and it was magical to me.
The best memories of dance that I have are when you hear a piece of music that you love and you are no longer thinking about steps or how you look or what this is supposed to be like or anything else. You are just living through the music and experiencing it, and there is nothing else. And those are the times that dancing feels just amazing.
That is a great story. Doesn't it make you want to dance?
Heck yeah, my rhythms are kicking up right now.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we have a pretty tasty story. This story shows us just how much it takes to run your own coffee shop at such a young age. This is the art and sustainability of coffee.
So I was used to just drinking bitter coffee. I started, drinking cappuccinos. I saw my mom and their friends and other people drinking coffee, and it would just be really bitter and harsh. So obviously we had to add cream, a lot of sugar to it, and that's what I thought coffee was, just as something you just had to drink and just to get you by. And then a couple of years ago, in New York, I visited a small coffee shop. I ordered a latte, and then first thing that shocked me was the latte already had a heart in it, like really well balanced, and that for me was just an eye-opener. And then tasting it was so smooth, it didn't need any sugar, and that was a big aha moment, like this is perfect. I noticed that there was this environment lacking here in Orlando. One, with specialty coffee, and two, just like an all-around cool setting that's very social, not really quite a cafe, but more like a social club kind of vibe. We can come in, meet other people, do some work and stuff. So that's what just got me into trying to fulfill that void, at least here in Orlando.
What I like about the place is how comfy it is. It's very homey. Seems like not like your typical coffee place. It's like I'm going to like a Starbucks where there's a lot of people and it's kind of clustered and I guess in a sense artificial. Like this seems very unique.
It's cozy.
Yeah, like it's very unique. It's kind of its own vibe, which is cool. It's very different.
So as coffee generally grows in areas that are near the equator, the region like Brazil, more towards Central America, coffees that come from Africa generally, for example, Ethiopia or Kenya, they tend to be more acidic, more fruity. Other factors as well as how it was processed, if it was dried in a patio, if it was washed. The climate when the coffee was growing, so there are a lot of different factors that affect its flavor. It took about 3 years, getting into entrepreneurship, just to start meaningful companies, making change. Not really going into politics, but more how can free enterprise be an agent of change. So that's what got me into entrepreneurship. And then just the opportunity arose to invest in this project, so I just took it.
My favorite drink is a lavender latte, and the reason is because it's super sweet, and I like the crazy designs that they do with the espresso and the milk. Their butterscotch latte is really awesome too. It's really different, and the taste is really butterscotchy.
I tend to go with just the standard cortado, which is smaller than a cappuccino, and then just a lot of single origins, like straight black coffee. Sticking with the basics. Every once in a while I'll get, one of our signature drinks. So I'm making a cortado, which is a drink that's a bit smaller than a cappuccino. It's a shot of espresso with steamed milk. So I'm going to dose the espresso. While that's pulling, I'm gonna steam some milk. So let's use it here. I mean, for us, like for example, when you see the quote over there, we can accept the world the way it is, or do stuff to make it better. I think that each of us have, either we are pursuing, degrees or careers in television, film, medicine, business, we can all impact our surroundings through our degrees, through our careers. So just because you're not a politician doesn't mean that you cannot make change for whatever cause that you feel close to, with business or being involved in the community. Like there's many different ways we can just make change.
That really has me craving some designer coffee. How about you?
Yeah, it looked delicious. Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about going to see a psychic?
Why do you ask?
Well, our next story is about a woman from Cassadaga who is a psychic. She does readings for people and predicts their future. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's right. And our last story is about a clairvoyant who uses her gift to help people in her community and in her life. You have to keep watching because this is going to be awesome. The story is called Beyond the Crystal Ball.
My name is Cynthia Batska. I own Bridget's Well shop in Cassadaga, and I also do psychic readings. The town is just a really nice small community of psychics and mediums and people who try as best they can to dedicate themselves to a spiritual path. When I was in my early 20s, I had gone with my family to see a medium up in Pennsylvania, and that medium introduced me to my spirit guides. And from that point, I kind of embraced more fully the gifts that I already knew that I had and I was already working with, and realized that I needed to be sharing them with people. So here, running Bridget's Well in Cassadaga with me, I also have Calvin, who's one of the psychics here. He's also general go-to, and Amy, who she's our receptionist. She herself is also a wonderful healer.
Me and Cynthia, or Cynthia and I, as I should say, we work wonderfully. I love her. Her ideas are the best because given her sign too, all of us born under the certain signs that we have and we possess with different gifts as well. And with her being the Aquarian, her ideas, she has so many great ones. And me, I'm a Taurus, so more of a grounding earth element. So we go through her ideas and we kind of play with them, throw them up in the air, bring them down, and make them happen.
I am mostly clairsentient and clairvoyant, which clairsentient would be clear feeling. Clairvoyant is clear vision, where you receive impressions through visions. Clairaudient is where you actually hear. I do possess kind of all of those gifts, but I work mostly with clairsentience and clairvoyance. So I use tarot cards, and I also do dream interpretation, and the visuals come to me very easily. I take a very Jungian approach to how I work with the tarot cards. And I actually see you have 22 major arcana, and then if you look at the major arcana 0 through 21, 22 cards, they actually look like stages of human psychological development. And if the psychic can pick up on those answers, then you'd realize, wow, that's I knew that, but I didn't know that I knew that, you know? And that can help people through different turning points and challenges or obstacles. I see myself running shop, doing readings and healings, being able to continue to be here for people, constantly making those improvements, constantly making those changes, and being able to be here for people and for the community and that kind of a thing. That's part of our goal, that's part of our mission. A lot of things go into that, so there's always there's always room for improvement.
That is such an interesting gift, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been curious about these things, and to see and hear about it really gives me insights of what they do. And I see in your future, Arnold.
What's that?
You're almost done with the show.
Yeah.
That's right, folks. That's all the time we have for our show today. From ballroom dancing to coffee to psychics.
Yep, and they were definitely entertaining, and that's E-Nights, where we are bringing it each month, and they're all so entertaining from start to finish.
So join us next time to learn something new and be entertained and interesting stories with unique places and people all in Central Florida. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.